Welcome back. Continuing the session. So we were discussing common challenges in operational technology security. So in which we discussed various factors under criteria. We started from erosion of network architecture from the initial days, and we listed out the security related issues, communication related issues with respect to wireless and IoT, and different packages that we were using in the early network architectures. And then we discussed about pervasive legacy systems because of the static nature of the devices and industrial equipments. So what are the security issues may happen, the challenge that is to be addressed, and using insecure operational protocols. So because industrial control protocols is where generally based on serial communication, but without having a proper strong security measures, they just go unimplemented. So that was the reason behind insecurity, because the operation and privileges related to concerned with that insecure operational protocols. Then we discussed about Modbus, that is based on TCP/IP or serial. There is general practice with respect to an industry which we are using these different utilities and manufacturing environments. So various varieties are available. Because to reach a particular message to the destination, proper Modbus address and function call was necessary. So if somebody can easily alter, then what will be the result? Somebody can alter the address, somebody can alter the function call because it is open. So those are the challenges in OT security. Then we discussed about distributed network protocol, and the challenge is because it is insecure with respect to its implementation parts. Then we discussed about ICCP, Intercontrol Center Communications Protocol. Didn't had proper authentication. And then we discussed about OLE, that is OPC, OLE for process control. So in which we were discussing about different aspects of object linking and embedding. So that's what OLE stands for, object linking and embedding. So this is the one of the criteria with coming to the Microsoft interoperability methodology, that is object linking and embedding. So it is limited with respect to, limited in the sense, so we can't make use of this particular OPC setup in all the layers with respect to higher levels and lower levels. So it is dependent on the levels. That is higher levels, it is well and good. So coming to the lower part, maybe in the network part or transport or a MAC layer or even in a physical, it is very difficult to add it because it is a Windows based platform, because of Windows setup. So then we discussed about IEC, International Electrotechnical Commission protocols. This was a standard created to allow vendor dependent engineering, that is specific to vendors, actually based on the vendors. So in which we had MMS, Goose and SV. MMS, that is manufacturing message specification, works in the principle of client server protocol, and Goose, generic object oriented substation event. It is layer 2 protocol. It operates via multicast over Ethernet. Layer 2 in the sense MAC layer is concerned with. SV, that is sampled values, again layer 2 protocol, which operates via multicast over Ethernet. And the major factor about this SV protocol is it carries signals, voltage and current samples. Continuing further, so there are few other factors which may have its own effect on operation technology securities. So other protocols, so some of the other general protocols where we're supposed to follow the proper accounting, handling, understanding of the most basic protocols and its mechanisms and other elements of any network. Say when we say proper accounting, so which protocol has been used on in which layer and for what purpose, that is to be clearly specified. Handling, the authority to handle all those standards to be clearly specified. So understanding the most basic protocol. So basic in the sense with respect to each individual layers, layer wise we listed out layer wise protocol that has to be implemented. So that understanding, so in which layer, which particular protocol should be implemented and what are its importance, those are the factors that is to be considered. And it's a transport mechanisms. When we discuss about different transport layer application protocols, we have seen this particular part. So one should have clear cut knowledge. So here, who is concerned about this one? There is administrator. Administrator's job is to look after everything, right? So irrespective of the protocols, whether it is maybe ARP or UDP, TCP/IP, and SNMP. So only with not only with the all whatever the protocols we discussed, but also when we say other protocols, so there will be a proper channel, proper accounting should be needed. So that is one of the challenge behind this security. And then we have something called device insecurity. So device insecurity in the sense, for example, we supposed to check it out. So what are the vulnerabilities faced in prior days, in other day, in the previous days or in yesterday's, right? So that is we supposed to look after. We supposed to look after the history. So say yesterday there may not be any security related issues, but still, what are the vulnerabilities they might have faced in previous case studies? We're supposed to go through with the different case studies and supposed to find out what are the vulnerabilities faced in the history these were discovered and what types of devices were affected. So this is clear cut, something like survey on case study, different case studies of previous implementations that is to be done. Again, this is again one of the challenge with respect to OT security. So how to do that? First, many of the systems utilize software packages. So along with the particular device, they may given with the software package. So just they may download it or install it and use it. That's all. Nothing to worry about security. There was a day like that because very less instruments, very less devices has been using in the network. So then they didn't think about, they didn't thought about the security purpose. So that is one of the challenge supposed to trace out. Second part is they operate on common hardware, which are maybe the software packages. The hardware is common for everyone. The hardware and standard operating systems, for example, Microsoft Windows, everywhere using MS Windows. So at that time, the common hardware and the software package, as we know, we just download from internet and use it. Did we concern about our security? Did we concern about our files? We given access to everyone, right? So that is the vulnerability. One of the part is supposed to go through with the history. That is again a challenge. Third challenge is Windows and the components used within those applications are well known to traditionally IT focused security researchers. This is a fact. Can easily trace out when we say applications. So by installing a particular application, what are the things may happen in the backend? Say for example, when we say consider a VLC media player. Whenever we install VLC media player, by default we are giving access to all the files which is available in the disk, right? So this is what happens. So by default, when we make use of such kind of applications, it is well known. So which are the area that you are given access. Similarly, if you compare the same kind of applications, the general application which is used in a common hardware platform with the MS Windows, so it is well known, so that we can focus on the security. So we are saying that in general, for an intruder, is by default it is well known where and all the access might have been provided. Then we have a dependence on external vendors. Usually we'll buy from third party and we'll make use of it. So there is a dependency on external vendors and we don't know. So what is behind that, right? So we just believe the third party vendors and we'll make use of that. So too much dependency on that external vendors may result in security related issues. That is to be avoided. So that is one of the challenge. And security knowledge should be there for a proper administrator work. There should be a proper security knowledge about what are the conditions, what are the situation may occur, right? So all those concepts must be clearly understood when we say about the security is concerned. So during the modern IT environments and all, so in general, we are easy going, like we may outsource our some of the operations. So during that outsourcing itself, based on the demand, so we won't much consider, or so it is sometimes some of the hardwares or functionalities may be critical, because something like, say for example, temperature related data, and coming to the automation part. So if somebody is looking after that particular temperature, particular data, so if those kind of outsourcing may happen based on the usage, if the person is authorized to use it, if he or she is hand over to somebody else, then the data might be given to third party or third hand. Coming to the security knowledge part, technical investment is primarily in connectivity and compute, as we know, but very less investment has been put up when coming to the security is concerned with respect to other software applications. So over here, the challenge in terms of OT is expertise in using different structures of security levels. So there is a need of expertise in or in-depth knowledge about each layers and its security implementations. Major thing is the knowledge or the idea behind security in each layer, the gap that should be clearly addressed. On the other hand, we can give a clear-cut KT, knowledge transfer sessions and education on different security environments, on each factors. So these comes into picture. So now, how IT and OT security practices and systems vary. So we have seen different security related issues that is to be addressed as a challenge. And the differences between enterprise IT environment and an industrial focused operation technology deployment are important to understand, because they have a direct impact on the security practice applied to them. So over here, IT, in the sense we are concerning more on software applications, software packages. OT is concerned with instrumentation and industry oriented. Industry oriented in this is operational, manufacturing, security issues. So this is clear-cut differentiation, and with respect to each part, with respect to IT in the software related, package related, right? So that is clear-cut differentiation should be available, so that we can have a security on each of them, even for IT, even for industrial operational technology perspective. And IT information is typically used to make business decisions, such as those in process optimization, whereas operation technology information is instead characteristically leveraged to make physical decisions, closing a wall, increasing pressure, and so on. So we'll see an example so that you can easily understand why this particular topic. So generally, IT information is typically used to make business decisions. So based on the sales, for example, you have a IT industry, software manufacturing industry. So your job is to prepare an application and sell it. So along with some security, along with that. So now, based on the business, so based on the requirement of customers, you may make some alterations in that particular product. Then it may send it to production. So now, when we say based on users' request, so perspective is clear. So user's choice must be addressed, selection must be addressed, right? So that is what this particular decision based on the business decisions. So that is information. And then coming to the OT information, in a manufacturing industry, say for example, chemical paint manufacturing industry. So based on the flow of different mixtures. So when there is a need, there must be a valve should be closed, increasing pressure to speed at which the chemical should flow. So all this can be done using OT. So now in these two cases where the security will come, so closing a value, if valve, for example, for every 5 minutes, you're supposed to reduce the pressure. After 5 minutes, you're supposed to increase the pressure. So in this you can automate this particular part, increasing and decreasing the pressure. So when there is no security for this one, what will be the effect? So instead of increasing, you might have decreased. Instead of decreasing, you might have increased. So that is the difference. So that is where exactly security practice come to picture. Okay. The operational domain must also address physical safety and environmental factors as part of its security strategy. The operational domain, so that it can also address physical safety. Physical personnel should be allocated, deployed on the entrance of the factory. Environmental factors like pollution, water pollution, air pollution. So these things to be clearly addressed so that can have some security related concern for the nature during different manufacturing industry. Right, there may be chances of air pollution, there may be chances of water pollution also. So those things should be clearly addressed instead of damaging the nature. So that is what security. And coming to the organizational perspective, IT and OT teams and tools have been historically separate in the previous days, olden days, but it is begun to change. So they started with to converge, leading to more traditional IT-centric solutions being introduced to support operational activities. So everything is being automated nowadays so that we can have IT and OT together so that we can address all the issues, maybe IT-centric or OT-centric. So everything we are making using of the IT-centric solutions via the help of IoT. So any clarification, any doubt? So I guess you are clear now what is IT, what is OT. So how to address IT perspective, how to address OT perspective when coming to the security issue. So any clarification can get back. So we'll continue with the Purdue model for control in the next session.